All right, welcome back, everybody. So, I don't remember what day it is, but I'm sure Ray's going to put it in the title and you'll be able to keep up that way. So, at any rate, we are definitely getting into the quantity of days where it's getting hard to keep up with it. It was easy in the beginning, but now we're getting into higher numbers. So, at any rate, today, the first thing we're going to be addressing is the hole that I left in the roof yesterday. So I got it covered over. I got rained out yesterday, so I wasn't able to get that done right away. So I'm going to get that patched up, and then we're going to do some demo. So let me just zoom this out. So what we've decided, we went back and forth quite a bit on the layout. And what we sort of decided is that given the square footage we have for the house, we're already in sort of an optimal layout. So there's not a huge amount we could do. We tampered with the idea of moving the bathroom and moving the closets. But what happened as a result of that is by the time you put the bathroom, and I'll just show you real quick. So by the time you put the bathroom here, because you need a minimum 5-foot width if you want the bathtub, say, against that wall. And if we turn it to the side, we run into the same issue because you need a minimum clearance. So this white line was kind of where the wall would end up. And then if we moved the closet without moving this wall, it doesn't have to end there, but it would be somewhere along this line. And it became very awkward when we looked into this area. And this room here, it would be losing the closet completely. Now that's a good sized closet. We don't need something quite that big, but closet space is incredibly useful. So if we lose it, we wind up having to make it up with furniture. So we don't really want to go that route either. So the bedrooms became a little bit of a no-go zone, because if we were to increase the space to accommodate new closets in the bedroom, we would wind up bringing everything out. And the idea was, originally, we were trying to eliminate this square here up to the bathroom. That way we can add more space here. But if we start adding space for the closet, all we're doing is dispersing all the space we're saving. So it's a ton of work, and we're going to be left with something approximately the same size as we had before. So what we kind of decided on, and we'll make it work for now, we do have an addition coming down the road. So I'm going to take this tub out, and I'm going to put it in this spot here. So this space is a little more than 5 foot, which means it can accommodate the tub, no problem. And we'll just frost the window over for now. Ideally, I don't want to touch the exterior until we work on an addition. The reason being is, if you're doing exterior work, if you're doing windows, things like that, it's nice to have everything done all at once. That way it matches. If there's anything we have to do right now, I'll do it. But I'm going to avoid doing any of that. Exteriors are my specialty. So I'd really like this place to look super nice when it's done. Just because, you know, my reputation as a carpenter is kind of based around my work on exteriors. So I'm going to start by removing the tile and gently removing the tub. So that's going to be a chore of its own. I don't know how easily this tub is going to come out, but if it comes out easily, I'm going to press on for the day. So if I do press on, what we're essentially going to do is, this is going to be the new wall to the living room. And we're going to take that straight back. So that's going to add about 3 feet back. And what we gain out of that is, when I do have to replace this door, but when I replace the door, I'm going to have the swing on the other side. Well, I may not have the swing on the other side now that I think about it. I got to change the switch box if I do that. We'll discuss that. I'm not doing it immediately, so that part, we'll figure that out. But with the extra 3 feet, we'll be able to do, you know, a nice coat hook, maybe lockers, something over there, you know, to make it a nice entrance to walk into. And then over here, this will be enough space to do something with it. And with the chimney gone and all this space freed up, especially with this wall out, we'll be able to fit a dining room table in here no problem, especially after we convert this into a patio door. Once it's a nice sliding patio door, we don't have to worry about the swing of the door getting in anything. Obviously, you don't want the table this close as it is, but even if it's over here, you got a chair there. This door, when it swings open, you don't want anything interfering with it. So the clearance requirements are pretty big for a door, but a sliding door, they're pretty minimal. You know, if you have something within 3 feet, that's lots of room to move in and out. So that's essentially what we're up against today. So I'm going to hop up on the roof. I'm going to finish up yesterday's demo. I'm going to patch that roof in, and then I'm going to hop inside. And I don't think I'll have everything done today, but I'll get as far as I possibly can until I get tired. I got to be up pretty early tomorrow, so I'll just finish when I finish. All right. So pick up where we left off. Hopefully no more surprise rain, but you never know. Just the way we left it. Alright, so I'm going to do a little cleanup around the chimney. I don't want this dust getting all over the place. And then I'm going to remove the shingles. I'm going to finish cleaning everything up, and then we're going to patch in. You had another use of these brooms, take this off and you got a hand broom. Okay. Oh man, I can feel the heat coming up out of the attic. So I don't have a proper roofer's hatchet with me. I left that at home, but I'm not taking out too much. It's not a big deal. So I just got my regular go-to tools. So let's get it done.
Right here, I ran into a little bit of a decision. So there's 2 layers of shingles on here. Ideally, this one would have been stripped off when they did this layer of shingles. This one is new enough, it's got a bit of lifespan. It'll last until we do an addition or whatever, no problem. So I don't want to dip here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and peel this layer up gently. I'm gonna take this flashing out without doing any serious damage, and I'm gonna use some of these old shingles to just build up across with the underlayment underneath, slipped underneath these shingles, and then I'm gonna layer over top, and that'll get us through until we do other work. So that way, you know, it'll just be consistent with the rest of the roof. So there's a lot of layers of tar on this, so we'll see how easy it comes out. There's another layer of shingles under here. This is 3 layers of shingles. That's insane. This roof probably weighs a lot. So when we go to strip this off, we're gonna need some extra room in that dumpster, even though it's not a huge roof. Time to get this patched in. So I'm going to grab my tape measure, take measurement. I'm going to cut the pieces on the ground and just going to set it in place. Not too bad. Alright, so this part's going to be easy with the exception of the fact that there's still nails poking through the bottom. So I'm going to get my pieces cut, and I'm going to remove what's needed as it's needed. And we're going to have this sheathed, and then we're going to put our underlayment on. got a few more nails to take out. I gotta go grab some. So I'm sorry to say, you missed the struggle of getting this in. I had to take a call and I forgot to turn the camera back on. So what you missed is I peeled this up and I loosened up more nails so I could get it in comfortably and over top of the existing tar paper. So now we got it on, and what we're going to do is we're going to just layer it up so it meets this layer here, and then we're going to put our shingles over, and that'll keep it sealed well enough until we actually do the roof and we strip everything off and get it done beautiful. We'll use this just to get our first layer on. So what you may have noticed is my match with these shingles is not much of a match. So I had two color options. This was the closer one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this up to the peak, and then for the peak I saved some of the nicer looking shingles that I pulled off, and I'm going to make a new ridge line with those. That way it matches at the front of the house, and back here you don't really see any of it down there. So we'll live with this just fine for now. Well, there it is. It's getting dark. I gotta finish up this other side and get down.
All right, so man, did it get muggy out there towards the end of the day, and the mosquitoes really came out. I was getting eaten alive up there. I'm not sure if you saw me swatting them around. So it's getting late in the day. It took me a little bit longer up top than I expected. I wasn't quite as prepared as I planned, and it took a little bit longer than I hoped to get the underlay underneath the shingles, just because there's so many layers. So you want to get at least, say, 6 inches over top of the layer underneath. Now we've got so many layers on top. I mean, I don't know what it's doing. All I know is water's going to shed over. So at any rate, I don't have that much time left in the day, and I have a few things I got to do after work here. So I think what we're going to tackle is the tiles. So if we were keeping the bathtub in here, I would have just left the tile for now. It's in good shape. It might not be the style we're after, but I mean, I would have left it. But now we're moving the tub, so it's coming out. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hop out there. I grabbed that sheet of OSB I had. I'm going to cut out a piece, and we're gonna throw it on top of the tub, and that's going to be there throughout the project, and that's just going to keep it well protected, because I really like this tub. I mean, I even like the depth of it. The only thing we really do with tubs, so Xana and I, we don't really take baths. We take showers. We have the kids in the tub, and having a shallower tub is actually kind of nice, just because the water level it'll never really get that high. It's not as deep, so you know the possibility of accidents is a little lower in our eyes, and it's in great shape. So what this is, it's a steel tub wrapped in porcelain. So I'm going to try and take this out in really good shape. So I'm going to cut that OSB, I'm going to wrap it on top, and then I'm going to start taking the tiles down. Once this is cleaned up, I'm going to call it a day. So, and just remember, if you like what you're seeing, like, share, subscribe. It goes a long way to help our channel grow. And it's been growing, and it's all thanks to you. So we appreciate it. And keep the support. We love it. So let's get it done. Caught it. All right, so I came in thinking this tile was going to be just as easy as the rest in the house. Now, obviously, it's a shower, so it is usually done differently. It's got, you know, in this case, it's got a wire lath behind it to keep everything together. Now, I have two things to say about that. Given the rest of the tile in the house, I had probably a naive assumption that this would come off easily. It's coming off much more difficult than I anticipated. And part of that is because of the metal lath. But I also wanted to say, so we haven't been using metal lath for bathroom tile for quite a long time. However, this tile has been up for 50 years and there's not a single crack in the grout. I don't see any break in the seal anywhere, even on the caulking joints. And I know it hasn't been maintained in the last 20 years, given how the previous homeowner kept things. So I just want to give some credit to tile workers from the 1970s. We look at some of these methods now and we think, maybe it's a little primitive, because now we use special membranes, we use special coatings, we use, all kinds of different systems to seal up tubs. But this is held up incredibly well. The integrity on it's great. So I just wanted to give credit where it's due. But on that note, I do have to get going. I've got a lot to do. I thought it'd be a lot further by now, obviously not. So I'll see you in the next one. Until then, like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments section, as always. So, till then.